Good morning, grade 9. Welcome to the biology class. Today we are going to start a new chapter 11, respiration and gas exchange. And we will discuss about types of respiration and human respiratory system. We all know that every living cell needs energy. Okay, so why we need energy? We need energy to maintain our body temperature, protein synthesis, active transport, growth, muscle contraction, and other processes. All of this energy comes from the food that we eat. The food is digested, that is broken down into smaller molecules which are absorbed from the intestine into the blood, then blood transported to the cells, and the cells take up the nutrients they need. This we have already discussed before in our previous lectures. So what is respiration? Respiration is a biochemical process in which the cells of an organism obtain energy by combining oxygen and glucose, resulting in the release of carbon dioxide, water, and ATP. ATP is the currency of energy in the cells. So the respiratory system present in human is designed for the respiration, and its function is to breathe in oxygen for respiration, producing energy from food, and to breathe out carbon dioxide produced by the respiration. We have two main types of respiration. First, its respiration divides into external and internal. External is breathing, internal is cellular. That cellular respiration divides into aerobic and anaerobic respiration. And all this cellular respiration takes place in the cell's mitochondria. Okay, why? Because mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. So when we eat, we have glucose. We all know that the main nutrient that provides energy is glucose. When we breathe in, we have oxygen because it enters through air in our body. So once the glucose and oxygen meet together, they combine together and they release a large amount of energy and gives off carbon dioxide and water. This is called as aerobic respiration, when glucose combines with oxygen and gives out carbon dioxide and water plus a large amount of energy. Okay, but on the other hand, when there is no oxygen available for the glucose to combine with, usually during excessive exercises, then glucose itself releases a small amount of energy and produces lactic acid or alcohol in plants and other microorganisms. Okay, so that is called as anaerobic respiration, when the glucose does not combine with the oxygen and it releases a small amount of energy. And usually it is a short period in plants and human life. Short period of time they respire anaerobically when there is lack of oxygen due to some reason. But in some organisms like microorganisms, they usually respire by anaerobic respiration. So the main difference between aerobic and anaerobic is aerobic uses oxygen while anaerobic does not use oxygen. Aerobic does not produce alcohol or lactic acid while anaerobic does. Aerobic releases large amount of energy while anaerobic releases small amount of energy. Carbon dioxide is made in aerobic respiration, and in anaerobic it is only made by yeast in plant but not by animals. Okay. Now come to the human respiratory system. We all know the structure of human respiratory system, the basic structure. It starts from the nasal cavity, which enters the pharynx, then larynx, then we have trachea, the windpipe, which divides into bronchus, two divisions which enter each lung. We have two lungs, so in each lung we have the division which divides from the windpipe, the trachea, and enters the lung, that is called as bronchus. In the lungs, the bronchus further divides into branches called bronchioles, and which have alveoli at their tips. Okay, so alveoli are the last part of the respiratory system, or you can say respiratory tract, which are responsible for the gases exchange. Then we have diaphragm at the floor of the lungs. We will discuss in the next lecture about the work of diaphragm. What is its job? Okay, it is always moving up and down. So let's have a look on the function of respiratory system also. It is designed to facilitate gas exchange. Air first travels, or you can say air is warmed and humidified in the nasal cavity, then it travels down the pharynx and larynx through trachea and then into the lungs. The respiratory bronchioles open and up into the alveoli. So what happens when you breathe in, your air is humidified, means become warm in your nose, and once it is warm up, it gets filtered by the hair of the nose. Once it gets filtered, and it start entering through the larynx and trachea towards your lungs. Before entering the lungs, there are some ciliated cells are there that are called as cilia. Okay, cilia, or you can say ciliated epithelium. They are very tiny here and they beat continuously together so that they can move the mucus back up the trachea into the throat. If there is any dust particle remain after filtration also, the cilia will move them back towards the throat so that we can spit it out, and we can just engulf it inside our stomach. So it will not reach our lungs, and that's why cigarette smokers have damaged cilia and they have continuous coughing because of the lack of cilia present in their trachea. Okay, so this is the structure of the respiratory system. There we have already discussed the function. One main thing which is there is epiglottis. It is the part present which opens and closes continuously. When you eat, it closes the airways so that our food does not enter the lungs. Okay.